I mean, a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through frequent repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times, your body knows how to do it better than your brain. 95% of who we are is a subconscious program. That's science right there. So then, when you begin to make a change, truly make a change, you have to come out of your resting state. And you have to make a decision with such firm intention that the amplitude of that decision carries a level of energy that's greater than the hardwired programs in your brain and the emotional conditioning in your body. And your body literally responds to a new mind. In other words, the choice that you make becomes an experience that you never forget. That choice defines you. So if experience enriches the brain and experience creates long-term memory, when the inner experience becomes greater than any past experience, that's when you begin to remove the past out of your body. Now, this is not a difficult process. It's just that most people don't feel like coming out of their resting state because they'd rather live in the familiar emotions. They'd rather feel guilty than step into the unknown. They'd rather judge themselves and judge others instead of letting go of resentment and taking a chance on possibility. So then most people wait for crisis or trauma or disease to make up their mind to change. I'm asking them to do it because they can do it in a state of joy and inspiration instead of pain and suffering. So even if you took 10 minutes out of your day, 15 minutes out of your day, and you became conscious of the thoughts you didn't want to think any longer, and just wrote them down and said, these thoughts will never slip by my awareness today. I become conscious of what I say, how I act. I want to become so aware of who I've been that I would never go back to that old self again. I'm going to look at the emotions that I live by and realize that I'm tormenting my body and enslaving it into the past, and I'm not going to let myself drop to that denominator. Now, this is where greatness is defined. This is when you begin to observe yourself. And if you're observing yourself, it means you're no longer the program. You're the consciousness observing the program. And now you begin to objectify your subjective self. Now, if you said, what thoughts do I want to fire and wire in my brain? What behaviors will I demonstrate today? How would greatness live one day, one lifetime? And you begin to plan your behaviors. The process of mental rehearsal begins to install the circuits in your brain to look like the experience has already occurred. Now your brain is no longer a record of the past. Now it's a map to the future. Now here's the tough one for everybody. The tough one is, I'm not going to get up as the same person that sat down. I'm going to get up as somebody else, which means I'm going to feel empowered. I'm going to feel unlimited. I'm going to feel divine. I'm going to feel the love for life. But I'm not going to wait for something to do it. I'm going to cultivate it by thought alone. People then get up in a new state of being every day. And they're able to maintain that modified state of mind and body their entire day, independent of the conditions in their life, independent of the old addictions emotionally and habits of their body, and independent of time. Get ready, because something unusual is going to happen in their lives. That's the law. And so when people begin to just practice this, the synchronicities, the serendipities, the uncommon events that start to show up, empower them and inspire them to want to continue to be creators instead of victims in their lives.
I love that. Our inner world getting stronger than our outer world, and living that and cultivating that. I mean, I feel like we're just starting to look at it. We're just starting to look at it. Like, you're getting results, tangible results. But this feels like on an emotional and feeling level and intuitive level, this feels like we're just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible. This is quite a world there. Some people say there's multiverse. It's like getting smaller and smaller rather than this galaxies are so big outside.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt.